Hi y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're launching into September 12th, a day marked by both earthly achievements and celestial dreams. Let's get started. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for September 12th. September 12th is the 255th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 256th in leap years, with 110 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is galvanize. Galvanize is a verb that means to shock or excite someone into taking action, like a spark that ignites a fire within, as in, the news galvanized the campers into a flurry of activity. To galvanize is to propel one towards change or progress. The term galvanized can be used metaphorically of any stimulus which results in activity by a person or group of people. The use of the word galvanize evolves from its meaning, to stimulate by galvanic electricity, so named after the Italian scientist Luigi Galvani, who lived in the 1700s. He was interested in what he called medical electricity, or bioelectricity, an electrical phenomenon that can make muscles move. Electrical stimulation can also be used to coat one metal with another, such as galvanized iron electroplated with zinc, to protect the iron from corrosion. This process is called galvanization, as in galvanized metal. First known use of the word galvanize is in the very early 1800s, like 1802. Galvanize. The word galvanize was requested by YouTube viewer DDally8851. Thanks, DDally. And if you have a word you'd like to see in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, September 12th marks some fascinating milestones on our journey beyond Earth. Let's blast off into some historical highlights from September 12th. On September 12th, 1959, the Soviets launched the second Soviet cosmic rocket, nicknamed Lunik 2 or Luna 2. Headed for the moon, this would be the first spacecraft to reach the surface of the moon and the first human-made object to make contact with another celestial body. This was during what's known as the Cold War, a time of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. It was called the Cold War because there was no large-scale fighting between the superpowers, but we were definitely involved in ideological and geopolitical struggles for global influence. The Soviets went into space and got to the moon before we did. So, on September 12, 1962, President John F. Kennedy delivered an iconic and stirring speech that we call the "We Choose to Go to the Moon" speech, galvanizing the nation and setting the stage for one of humanity's greatest achievements.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth.
We did go on and get into space, first with Project Mercury, the first human spaceflight program of the United States. Project Gemini was next, sending men into low Earth orbit in 1965 and 66. On September 12, 1966, Gemini 11 was launched. Astronauts Charles Conrad Jr. and Richard F. Gordon Jr. were the two-man crew that were on board as Gemini 11 set the current human altitude record, except for the later Apollo moon missions. On September 12, 1991, NASA launched the Space Shuttle Discovery on STS-48 to deploy the Upper Atmosphere Research Satellite. The Space Shuttle Discovery, by the way, went on 39 missions over its 27 years in service. The following year, September 12, 1992, we see the 50th Space Shuttle mission with the launch of the Space Shuttle Endeavour. Endeavour had been commissioned to replace the Space Shuttle Challenger, which we lost in a horrific event in 1986. Fortunately, Endeavour fared better than Challenger, and on this particular mission, she's crewed with astronauts Mae Jemison, the first African-American woman in space, Mamoru Mori, the first Japanese citizen to fly in a U.S. spaceship, and Mark Lee and Jan Davis, the first married couple in space. How about that? And on September 12, 1993, the Space Shuttle Discovery was launched. This was Discovery's 17th mission, and it deployed the Advanced Communications Technology Satellite, also known as ACTS, and it also deployed and retrieved a satellite with an IMAX camera. So, some pretty decent images there. We'll pause for a moment to say that we have a playlist of episodes for this day in history, as well as a playlist of single subjects called How About That, and words of the day in a playlist called There's a Word for That. And I'll leave links to those playlists for you. To wrap things up, let's journey back to 1969 with David Bowie's masterpiece, Space Oddity. Written and performed by David Bowie, Space Oddity was released just days before the Apollo 11 moon landing and really captured the world's fascination with space exploration. With its haunting melody and lyrics about Major Tom's lonely spacewalk, Space Oddity invites us to ponder our place in the cosmos and the vastness of the universe. Initially considered more of a novelty song, Space Oddity came to be one of David Bowie's best and most popular songs. It consistently appears in several best-of lists and has been covered and remixed by other artists and appears in popular culture. Space Oddity by David Bowie. Link in the description. Wow, has this been fun or what? History is full of moments that galvanize us to reach for the stars, just like all those astronauts, including Major Tom. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep looking up. Come on, there we go. Make that smaller. Very good. The use of the word galvanize evolves from its meaning to still... The use of the word He was interested in what he called medical electricity or bioelectricity, the first human space flight. That's misleading. All right. Written and performed by Space Bowie. Written and performed... Okay, hold on. Written and performed by David... I don't know why I'm worrying about the camera, because this is all I'm going to be off camera for this part. Okay. All right. We don't need the same word twice in the same sentences. Okay, we'll say this. Okay. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.